Hey guys, Alan here with another video. I'm going to be creating a website from scratch for a client that I've been working with. They gave me the domain name and they also gave me what they want from the site. So the basics of this is that they want to be creating a basketball league that will allow people to sign up for their leagues, sign up for tryouts, and they also want to basically have information about their league and stuff of that nature. So off the bat, I'm thinking this thing needs a map. They need some kind of input form for people to register, and they also need a section where they could highlight or showcase their users. So let's get into it. So I already have the domain name registered. I have Divi installed and WordPress installed. I'm going to be taking a look at the competitors that they listed so that you can kind of get an idea of how these people have set up their website and how we could set up our own. So what I'm noticing here, West Coast Elite, they have their logo, they have really just a banner with their links on top, and they just have information about the left side. So they set this up as a three columns, so it's this middle column is bigger, some kind of videos, and they have a roster. And then they have mixtapes. This one is kind of similar, seems to be the same company but focused on West Coast. I like the tagline here. And here they're just showcasing kind of what their future events will be. And they have a lot of social media. They have info here, so that's something I'll be needing from the client. I don't have any of that right now, but I can set up the basic layout of how the site will look and put, typically when you're building a website, you put stock photography and stock images, so the client has an idea of what it will look like, and then you adjust from there. So this one, these links aren't clickable, but it's good to have, maybe based on what I'm seeing, some kind of header on the top, then the upcoming camps or events. Somewhere here they'll have a registration, so here you have program fees, contact us, something like that. And this one is kind of similar. So what I like doing is creating a full width header. And what the full width header is once they get onto the site, it's the first thing they see, and making it full screen makes it take up the full size of the web browser. So let's set the background. Like I said, I do stock photography in the beginning, and then we kind of choose what the right one will be later on in the design process. So this particular one looks kind of low res. That's a better one. Remove this top one, and in Divi they have light and dark colors. We want to make it light. Subheading text, I had this one selected from that website. Now we're not going to be using it, it's just an example to show the client what they could possibly use. So we'll make this bigger, and we'll also make the title font larger. So if you notice here, when I'm increasing the size, it goes to 2 pages. I think you could actually change that by changing the sizing. Content width. Interesting. So yeah, see how it changes. Now it becomes pixels. So now I could make it larger. Cool. And we want to choose a logo. I'll just put a basketball for now. Like I said, this is just for showcasing to the client what would be possible. You know, kind of a design I like doing with this full width is doing this. So if I make this larger, you have their logo here. Then you have welcome to the Pack basketball, and have some text here. Read more, find out more, and to get some spacing here, you get add enters. So I think that kind of looks good. Of course, when they have their logo, it'll be transparent, so it'll be some kind of you won't have this white boxing here. But let's take a look at the other sites again to kind of think of what we should put right underneath. So they have, this site has the payments right on their front page. Here you could have a schedule. Yeah, here they have camp details. So I think that's what I'll put underneath. Text, upcoming camps, right? So when you're thinking about designing your own website, I recommend looking at competitors or people in the industry that you want to be like and kind of mimicking their site, so that you don't have to start from scratch. They've done all the the research and kind of the designs, and you just have to mimic that. So I'm trying to center this. Could do it here. There's a way to do it this way. Also, when doing web design, you want to have like contrast between light and dark. So this new version of Divi, they moved how it works. And I also like making these interesting. Full width. So now I'm just going to be putting dummy text here, which will be the camp information. And this is just so I could show to the client kind of what they could be doing. But it'll look nice and clean once we get all the copy and info, which they'll be sending to me later this week. So it's getting kind of funky here. Alright, so I have upcoming camps, camp 1, 2, 3, information here. Maybe even have a picture. That'd look nice. So yeah, image address, add something new. Image URL here. And this is, of course, kind of just recommendations of what we can be given to the site. So now they joined Welcome to Past Basketball, upcoming camps. We'll want to change these links later, which we could do. And the good thing about Divi is we can always rearrange what we'll be putting here. Typically, you could also have a video or information here on what the camp is about. And let's add a new section for the players. Because we saw on these sites, they kind of have information on who's on their roster, or they call it roster. And yeah, you can kind of see with the Divi Builder how smooth and easy it is to create a website. So everything is just drag and drop. You just have to get used to kind of the interface, but once you get that down, it's not too bad. So I'll be making this darker and full width. And you can even get dark background, texture design. So yeah, this is just, like I said, this is just to showcase to the client none of these designs are final. So kind of what happened here is on this, you have sections and you have rows, and on this row I actually set a background and it takes precedence over what was put earlier. So now I'm going to be removing it. So now they have a roster. We can create basically kind of dummy information on what they could be putting. So they just have these people here, hometown, stuff like that. But basically you just need a basic table. So we'll put one here. (2017) League One, and we want to add another section, table. So they don't have tables, so we'll probably have to design it from scratch. You could do portfolio. See if I can just copy and paste this. There you go, sweet. So it created its own League One roster. And we can change all these names for now. This will just be kind of why is this dark? So we'll just be showcasing kind of how the site could look. And yeah, we could just duplicate this whole thing and drag it over to the other side. So that you're kind of seeing why I like using Divi. It's really helpful in drag and drop, kind of getting basics out. Make this full width. So let's say the league, they have 2 teams. Then they'll have some info here, and I like alternating between color, dark, light, so we'll make another regular section here. This one will just be the contact form, so it'll just be like interested in joining the league, sign up below through our contact, sign up below. So I'm kind of moving kind of fast, trying to just show you this all comes through practice and design. But you guys can pause the video, slow down, and see kind of the steps I took. But yeah, it's not too difficult. And really what it comes down to is understanding the client. And if you're, in your case, if you're building it yourself, then you want to really play around and get a feel for the tool and get at least what they call an MVP, minimal viable product. Get something out on your website so that this looks clean and able to attract who you're trying to get. So 1 second. A cool thing that you can do here, you can do a parallax effect. So that makes it so that when you scroll, you kind of, it's hard to see, but it adds a cool little effect when you scroll through. And lastly, we need a button. And I'll kind of make this button white. No, that looks good. All right, so that's kind of building the website. I'll take a look at the competitors. We need more of this content, but typically you have the rosters, you'll have the mixtapes, which since they're just starting, they won't have any of this. And we could put a social media section down below. Yeah, this one has social media. Testimonies would be good. So yeah, those are 2 things I think we should add. So right now it's saving. But what you want to be thinking about, when designing a website is really looking at what others have done and watching videos online to kind of, get a feel for what you should be putting on your site. So I've been building this one based on the client requirements and based on what they're trying to accomplish. So they're making a basketball league. Now, if you're trying to create your own for your camps or whatnot, you want to have sections that have your upcoming camps. You want to have information for how they could sign up for your services. So I'm going to be adding the last 2 parts that I saw on the bottom, which I think were pretty cool. Social media. Or actually, I'll do the slider. So this will be what others are saying about Pack. So this will be the testimonial. And a cool thing you could add testimonial is a slider section. And you could have testimony 1. Or sometimes this is all just dummy information. I'll just copy and paste what we're seeing from the other websites just so the client can get a feel. So it seems like when I have multiple tabs open, there's some kind of delay. which is fine. Sweet. So testimony 1. There's some kind of darkness here. Show inner shadow, remove. Make that dark. And we'll just duplicate it 3 times. Testimony 2. Testimony 3. So now, say what are others saying about pack. Get this nice little slider with information. And we'll make the last section. That's not what I wanted to do. Move. Oh, it is what I wanted to do. Just get another dark background, make it black. Social media. And here we'll just, there's some plugins you could use to get your social media feeds in. So I'll just show you right now through WordPress. I think one of them is like Instagram feed. I have it on Jordan's website. So I'll take a look at that feed. So cool thing is kind of updates the site as you're building it. We'll add a new plugin. Instagram feed. Install now. So yeah, that's the cool thing about WordPress is there's so many plugins that you could buy or even just have for free. A lot of them are like basic functionality that you have to pay for to get some updated stuff, but usually I look for the ones that have a lot of reviews, and of course I've been using a lot of them on other clients, so I know which ones to use. But let's configure the Instagram feed. So your user ID, ask you where to get that. I'll just pull in Jordan's for an example. And you also have an access token, which you could get this by logging into your site. And we want to display our feed. So go back here, edit the page, add text. And I usually, when I build from this Divi Builder, I usually preview before updating. Yep, and we get social media. So that is the full website design, at least the landing page. So I'll be updating this, kind of what you could do to get rid of, I'll show you to get rid of these. So to do that, Divi has options here. When their navigation tab, and it says coming soon, homepage, sample page, you can remove these categories. So that gets removed. And then there's also the search button, which you could remove in the theme customizer. and it should be in the header elements, so search icon. So now I just need this to show the logo, and we could create a couple more pages so that we could kind of show this to the client, and we'll just say that the pages haven't been made yet. Update it. We'll say the pages haven't been made yet, but this is just for them to get a feel, and it will be basically following the same kind of theme of the website. So, you know, I recommend playing around with Divi. I've showed you kind of the design process. I get more in depth with meetings and kind of getting a feel on how to work with the client, what they want done. But you know, I've shown you guys kind of the back end of creating it. So really all the value comes in getting the design out and, you know, getting this done, paying for the images, the background images. So what was I saying I was going to do? Yeah, let's take a look at the menu. So you could create menus in the appearance menu option. So that's what's going to be on the site. We'll put home page, and then we'll just put custom links for now, and we'll try to mimic this site. So we'll put about me, put Google for now, and this is just so we could have links to kind of show or to match what would be on the end result of the page. Coaching staff. But when you make pages, you'll be able to add them here. So these are just custom links I'm making. So I could get feedback from the clients and stuff of that nature. So now when we save the menu, it should update it here. You may have to set it as the primary menu. Okay, so that should do it now. Home, about us, registration, contact, coaching staff, contact. And we kind of have this website ready to go, ready to get the copy in. Instagram feed, social media will be on the bottom. Cool. So I hope you guys found some value from that website. Drop a link below, drop some comments below if you have any questions, or feel free to email me. I'm getting, you know, quite more responses from you guys now that you're watching these videos or you've been made aware. I'm glad you're enjoying them, and hopefully that will let you guys design your own websites, you know, start thinking about you know, where you want to take your business, even if you outsource the website design or whatnot. It's always useful to get at least a grasp on all aspects of your business: design, marketing, doing the coaching, doing the online presence. So until the next one, I'll see you guys later.